Now, when you think about Qatar Airways business class products, you're probably like me and thinking about their products like their Q suites and their other amazing long-haul business class products. But did you know they also operate a fleet of Airbus A320s narrow-body aircraft that are used primarily on their shorter routes that they do, as well as some longer routes with a few less passengers, like here at Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. Today I'm taking a ride on board one of their Airbus A320s up to Doha in Qatar. I'm going to be spending 9 hours on one of Qatar Airways Airbus A320s to see if they're any match for their long-haul fleet on these longer routes down to places like Tanzania.
I'll give you 20.
Oh, okay.
20.
Okay, thank you.
What is local price though? For next time, what is your local price?
Local price is 15. 15.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Non-resident to pay $10 and resident to pay 15,000 shillings.
Okay, so I'm a resident now, yeah?
Okay, okay.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Terminal 3 at Dar es Salaam seems a world away from the cramped hustle and bustle of the older terminals here. Opening just 1 year ago, it cost over $300 million and increases the airport's capacity to over 8 million passengers a year, compared to the 2.5 million it saw previously. Although admittedly today, it seemed to be operating rather below capacity.
Hello, good afternoon, how are you? Good. Yeah, good, thank you. Can I drop my bag, please? Thank you very much. Yeah. Alright, finished. Thank you. See you later. Thank you.
Once I checked in, it was time to head to the dedicated business class section of the terminal. They do business class really well here, and behind this rather nondescript door lies another world with a private security check and passport control just for business class passengers. Here you can wait in style and comfort while your documents are checked before going through the security check and boarding checks.
Good, thank you.
After this, you arrive straight into the lounge. No mixing with the other passengers when you fly business class from Dar es Salaam.
Hello, Jumbo. Thank you, Sandra. Just that bit. Alright, good, thank you.
Okay, I think that means that we're allowed in then. Let's go through and see what the executive lounge here has to offer. And it's pretty nice actually, albeit deserted with just one international flight leaving this evening, which was my ride up to Doha.
Thank you. You have a customer, yeah. Yay!
So catering here in the lounge at Dar, aside from the lovely wine, there's a bit of a buffet selection really. We got samosas and rice and things like that. The main course has arrived, and it's fish curry, yay! Can't have a lounge in this part of the world without decent curry. What is decent? Right, time to go. Boarding the flight. Let's roll. On leaving the lounge, you have to mix with the rest of the passengers, albeit briefly though, before boarding the flight to Qatar. I don't know, just how would I cope? There wasn't really any wait here though, as they were already boarding business class, and I was handed my Darth Vader costume to join the party.
Darth Vader mask, thank you. Thank you. Hello. That one I think, yeah. Darth Vader time. Thank you, Sensei. Goodbye. Hey. Yes. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
So for keep waiting, sir.
That's okay. No worries. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye bye. Right. Time to go. Goodbye, Africa.
And so for the last time on my African adventure, it was time to board.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Noel.
Thank you.
Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Your seat will be on this side,
Yes.
the window seat.
All right. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
The business class cabin on the Qatar A320 is in a 2-2 configuration with
Thank you
live
very
flat
much.
beds for
Thank
everyone.
you.
It's actually very similar to the Saudi A320 I flew on last year. Don't forget to check out that video if you haven't already. Hey, so on board, heading home, and it's not too bad actually for an A320. Thought it would be a little bit tighter than this, but it's quite nice, very similar to the Saudi A320 that I've flown on previously. Quite a nice amount of space, can't wait to show you around the seat later on in the flight. It's all looking quite good. First hop today up to Kilimanjaro in the north of Tanzania, then we head onwards after about an hour on the ground there up to Doha, so about 9 hours in total I'll be on this flight. So it's going to be interesting to see how comfortable a 9-hour flight on an A320 can actually be. We'll soon find out.
Thank you.
You're serving us Lalia champagne.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, enjoy.
Thank you.
The aircraft may be smaller, but there was no surprise that Qatar Airways service was just the same as you'd expect on their wide-body fleet. Boarding drinks consisted of a glass of champagne while we waited for the rest of the passengers to board. Pretty soon I was treated once again to Qatar's football-related safety video. I still have no clue who is supposed to be in this video, but the amount of times I've seen it now, I'm definitely starting to memorise the script word for word.
And located as shows. Skip lighting will guide you to the emergency exit.
After the safety demo was done, we were shown how to wash our hands, and then we started our taxi out to the runway. It was interesting to see this Tunisair A320 at Dar es Salaam. It seemed a long way from home, and Tunisair don't usually serve Tanzania. It did arrive via a complicated route across Africa and had sat here for a couple of days. First leg tonight then took us north to Kilimanjaro in northern Tanzania. Flight time was 47 minutes, cruising at 32,000 feet.
So the only problem with a flight where you have a short hop like this at the beginning is that you kind of take off, put your seat back, relax for a little bit, and then you have to get back into the upright position again for landing like 20 minutes later. So just as you're starting to get comfortable, that's it, it's back up to the upright position again as we commence our descent down into Kilimanjaro in northern Tanzania.
Welcome to Kilimanjaro. We've just landed at Kilimanjaro International Airport where the local time is 10 minutes past the hour of 10 in the evening and the outside temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. All customers disembarking here in Kilimanjaro are requested to present their boarding pass to the ground staff.
You can't actually buy a ticket for the domestic leg of this flight, only as part of a longer journey from Doha, which is precisely why I wasn't sure why they were asking anybody disembarking to show their boarding pass. So on the ground here in Kilimanjaro, and Qatar Airways are one of 3 airlines that operate their flight to Dar es Salaam at a stopover in Kili, along with KLM and Turkish Airlines as well. There's just not enough passengers to warrant 2 separate flights to Dar and to Kilimanjaro, so they have this stopover both ways here in Kili to drop off and pick up more passengers. They can't sell seats on the route just between Kili and Dar. Domestically within Tanzania they don't have the rights for that, but you can obviously buy a ticket from Dar to wherever, connecting through Kilimanjaro and staying on the plane here. So we have an hour on the plane here in Kilimanjaro before we head onwards to Doha in Qatar. So I figured it'd be a good time to show you around the seat here on the Qatar Airways A320 while we're sitting on the ground here in Kilimanjaro. And it's pretty decent. It's in a 2-2 configuration.
2 seats either side of the cabin, but it's very similar to Saudi's A320, which is also really good. A full lie flat seat, which you can see the controls for are just here. Down there we have the remote control, noise cancelling headset and everything all down there. Power sockets down here. Look, we have USB. No, we don't have USB actually, just 3-pin plugs on this plane. And plenty of leg room. Little shelf there, big TV. Storage shelf up here. Now there's USB up there, look. USB ports. Old iPod port rather. Headset port there and a bottle of water. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all, really. I mean, for an A320, it's a really decent seat. You can see there's just 3 rows, 2, so 6 seats. Most of the time this aircraft operates quite short haul routes, but they do some longer routes with it as well, of course, like this one to Dar es Salaam, 9 hours. I'm going to be on this flight, which is actually longer than my flight from Doha to Manchester on the 787 in the Q suite, which is pretty crazy to think about like that. It's a longer flight, but you still get the A320, but it's not too bad. It's pretty decent and better than a lot of A320s out there, and still better than a lot of companies' business class. I mean, I've flown much longer in business class on wide body aircraft and had worse seats than this, so it's pretty decent all in all. After about an hour on the ground here in Kilimanjaro, the engine started up and we got on our way for the long trek north to Doha. The route to Doha then took us across Kenya, Ethiopia and Somalia before flying across Oman, taking a sharp left turn to double back on ourselves into Doha. Flight time tonight was 6 hours and 9 minutes, cruising at 35 and 37,000 feet. So it's quite funny, the lady behind me just asked the cabin crew if they could get the pilot to take a different route to avoid the turbulence. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do that. But anyway, just have to take off from Kili. I've put the bed down. It's relatively comfortable. I can't quite lay entirely straight, but there's a bit of a gap at the bottom where I can fit my feet sort of up the side of here. By the way, if you like these socks, they're cool, aren't they? You can buy them in the merch store on noelphillips.com. You can be a fashion icon like me with my face all over your feet. But anyway, I'm going to try and get some sleep before we arrive into Qatar. See you in the morning. Alright. Well, good morning. Woken up, we're about an hour and a half maybe from landing in Doha. So I didn't sleep too bad. The seat's comfortable enough. Just that they crank the temperature of the cabin right up to warm, which makes it just really hot. I mean, I like to be cold when I'm sleeping, so when you're on a plane and they heat it up, and I think actually your body sleeps better in the cold than in the warm, so it always amazes me how they make the temperature warmer in the cabin when they want you to sleep. But anyway, but I've woken up and the cabin crew felt bad that I'd missed dinner, so they brought me around something to eat. Looks like some sort of fish thing. A bit of rice and salad, a few cobs, and a glass of OJ. I was trying to tell them I didn't want anything, and they were like, no, you need to eat, you need to eat, you need to eat. I was like, okay, so here we go. Let's give this a go. I'll be honest, a seafood platter wasn't quite what I was in the mood for at this time of the morning, but I had a little bit to tide me over until we landed in Doha.
One thing that always tastes good at any time of the day though is secure borderless internet access, and there's really nobody better at giving you this than Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN that not only encrypts your data wherever you may be on the planet, but it also lets you browse the internet from any country in the world at the click of a button. That means I can carry on watching my home TV shows wherever I am in the world. Yeah, please don't judge me, I just like this show, alright? It's a bit of light entertainment. I can also watch TV from anywhere in the world from the comfort of my own home as well. Yeah, it's the same show, guys, it's just the Mexican version of it. It's alright. Anyway, regardless of your viewing habits and how daft they may seem, I'm not going to judge you for it, and Surfshark won't either, because all of their data is completely secure and encrypted. Surfshark are offering you an 83% discount off their plan when you click the link in the description below and type in the promo code Noel Phillips. They'll also give you 3 months for free as well. How cool is that? Until very recently, about a week before releasing this video actually, any Qatari aircraft weren't allowed to fly over Saudi or UAE airspace due to politics and all that. So any flight from Africa to Qatar had to do this really big detour and double back to Doha. This added around an hour onto the flight time. But recently this airspace opened up once more, allowing flights to take a much more direct routing between East Africa and Doha. The sunrise over the Gulf of Oman this morning was simply stunning, and without this longer routing we'd have landed before sunrise and never got to see it. As the new day got lighter, we started our descent down into Doha, and fairly soon the desert landscape of the Middle East opened up below us. The approach to Doha is one of those that never gets old, and you fly past the Pearl and into Hamad International Airport. More importantly though, landing at Doha always feels good to me, as it usually means I'm only one stop away from home. After a long trip like my African adventure, this is always a good thing.
Japan Airlines, Captain Clement.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
One slightly frustrating thing about Hamad International is that they do like their remote stands. Fortunately, business class got dedicated buses though, and we didn't have long to wait before we were on our way to the terminal. Now seems like a good point to say thanks to my awesome Patreons. You can get access to my exclusive WhatsApp group and join me for our weekly Thirsty Thursday Zoom call, plus much more by going to the link on your screen now. My friend the bear, who was social distancing and wearing a face shield before it was cool. There we go then, here in Qatar after a mammoth flight on an Airbus A320 all the way down from Dar es Salaam via Kilimanjaro. That was a long flight on that little A320, but I'm here now. I'm about to head across and get my connecting flight. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought to it down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because there's more like that coming from where that came from, if that made any sense whatsoever. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.